Hello and welcome to the AWS Partner Online Series. Today's session is part of Together We Innovate, an online event to help you understand how AWS partners are supporting our customers in their cloud computing journey. My name is Virat Mittal at Amazon Web Services, and I will be your host and moderator for today's webinar. In today's session, you will hear from our premier tier consulting partners, Minfi Technologies, and our customer, SL Mining and Industries Limited, who together will bring you through Minfi's SAP on AWS business offerings, and would hear from the customer the story on the journey of moving their SAP workload onto AWS and the benefits which they have achieved by doing so. So before we start, some ground rules, right? Before we start today's session, let me share some of the housekeeping rules with you. When you join today's webinar, you selected to join either by phone, call, or your audio, right? If for any reason you would like to change your selection, you can do so by accessing your audio pane in your control panel. Also, from this control panel, you will have the opportunity to submit your questions to today's presenters by typing your questions into the question pane. We'll collect these and address them during the Q&A session and at the end of today's session. If we are not able to get to your questions, we plan to respond to each one of you personally through email. At the end of today's session, you will also receive a set of survey questions. Please take time to provide your feedback so that we can continue to improve and understand what you require to become successful in your business. This is also a platform to highlight if you require any further assistance from AWS or our partner Minfi after this session. Finally, this session is being recorded, and we would be sharing a copy of the recording by the end of next week. Okay, now coming on to the speaker's introduction. Today we will be hearing from Nageshwara Rao from Minfi and Saurav Das from SL Mining. Right. So if I give a brief introductions about Mr. Saurav Das. So he is currently the CIO of SL Mining and Industries Limited. He is pretty experienced in SAP delivery management, client management, resource management, capability building on that, service management and transitioning, right, and SAP consulting and architecting. So he is a delivery-oriented professional, having excellent managerial skills and expert at establishing processes that yields in accountable and performance-oriented workforce. So he has been the spearhead at EMIL. Moving on to Mr. Nageshwara, right? We call him NNR. He is the SAP practice head at Minfi. So he is responsible for the overall cloud strategy and cloud enablement for SAP customers. Right? He has got around 25 years of experience in the leadership and this business domain. He is expert in SAP on AWS and high availability and business continuity of SAP system, and he's driving the entire force from the technical perspective at Minfi. Okay, so before I hand over to the speakers, let me do a quick introduction of Amazon Web Services. AWS for the last 15 years, right, we have been the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud platform. We have been, continually expanding our services to support virtually any cloud workload, and it is now more than 200 fully featured services of compute, storage, networking, analytics, ML, AI, right, and over 6,000 plus SAP customers on AWS globally. Right, millions of customers, including the fastest growing startups, largest enterprises, and leading government agencies, trust AWS to power their infrastructure, become more agile, and lower their overall total cost of ownership. So to learn more about AWS, visit at aws.amazon.com. When we come on the partnering model, partners are the key part of our AWS family. Tens and thousands of AWS partners across the globe we have, right, and more than 90% of Fortune 100 companies and the majority of 500 companies, Fortune 500 companies, uses AWS partner solutions and services. So AWS partners hence are uniquely positioned to help businesses take full advantage of the AWS and has to offer to accelerate the overall cloud journey for the customers. So coming on to the Minfi, AWS relationship with Minfi is a very strategic one in nature. Minfi is an AWS premier consulting partner with presence across Pan-India, US, ASEAN countries, and they have the experience of completing 450 plus migration to AWS cloud. So they provide end-to-end services on AWS, including the consulting, migration, resell, and 24/7 managed services. They also have successfully carried out over 50 plus SAP HANA migration to AWS Cloud, which have the biggest name like EMIL, Berger Paints, Kaveri Seeds, and Byju's. And that is why we are very excited to have Nageshwar today to talk about what they do, as well as share how they have helped customers like SL Mining in their digital transformation journeys. Over to you, Nageshwar.
Welcome you all for the online session on improve productivity and optimize cost by moving SAP workloads to AWS. In today's session, we are very happy to say that one of our customers, Saurav Das from SL Mining, is joining the session. Before that, I would like to introduce about Minfi. Minfi is a born in cloud organization. It is born in 2016 with a team size of 20. In 2016, we got awarded as a Rising Star Consulting Partner. In 2017, we got our first public sector customer we acquired. In 2018, we have been awarded as a APN Excellence Rising Star. In 2019, we recognized as a AWS Premier Consulting Partner, and we also acquired first BFSI customer, and our team size is grown to 120 in 2019. In 2020, we have moved to team size 160. Then we incubated AI/ML services, and we have launched Swayam Cloud Management Tools. We have been recognized, awarded as a AWS Consulting Partner of the Year. In 2021, we have expanded from Asian to USA region. We also incubated Minfi Labs, and we have opened one more development center in Hubli with 100-seater capacity. Till now, we have acquired a total 320 customers, and out of that 50 is SAP, 20 public sector, 12 enterprise, 10 BFSI customers. Now from born in cloud to bionic approach. This is where right now we are on. We are on a bionic journey. Our core mission is to enable a symbiotic relationship between humans and deep tech using a bionic approach. In this approach, we firmly believe in our core values. Human empathy and ethics guide all our decisions. That is very important. And some of the core values are simplification, delivery outcome, customer centricity, and mutual trust and respect. Think and executing big, okay, in addition to the ownership. Having these core values, we try to create a future to our customers by helping in designing their journey. This is the creating the future is the our second step, where we focus in and out to make this journey a great experience to the customer and to the partners. While doing all this journey with core values, we focus on the outcome. Based on the outcome, we start our action. So that is where we follow OPAD model. OPAD talks about output, path, automation wherever it is possible, and devotion. In the devotion, we try to identify what are the risks, issues, and challenges we are going to have together, and we are going to address it. And while executing this entire workloads, our first approach is a remote first approach because of the changed environment. Remote first approach is the best approach to serve of any size, location, segment, and geography. You know, the world, as we know, is rapidly changing. You can see here what are the emerging technologies in 2020, how they are going, the expectations of the customers are growing, how the technology is making changes, okay, that you can see in this Gartner presentation. Then coming to the CIO's role, when a lot of changes is happening across the world, Okay, during this volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity times, we need a resilient we need to ensure a resilient operations. We need to accelerate the digital transformation. Then we need to prepare for a remote and hybrid workplaces. Then we need to become a future ready by embracing the innovations. How these uncertainty times, how Minfi is going to handle this? Okay, that is very important. We counter the volatility with vision. Having the vision is very, very important. How we are going to address the customer problem, not only for today's problems, in future problems. That vision is very important. Then meeting the uncertainty with understanding, because while you are migrating a lot of these workloads, you need to engage multiple partners, end users, and internal IT teams, and different management level and different technical people. So understanding each other's role and clearly defining the path to achieve, that's very important. Then coming to the complexity, we react to complexity with clarity. Clarity is very, very important. When you have clarity, there you will not see much complexity. The focusing on then fight ambiguity with agility. Nowadays, the agility is very, very important, especially when you're modernizing your applications. We adopt CDCI approach, okay, that helps this agility. Not only that, for the apps modernization, even for the people who are on premises, they can go ahead, they can quickly adopt, migrate their workloads to AWS. Minfi is the ideal digital transformation partner to lead this change across the multiple customers. Minfi, as a Minfi, we offer multiple services. The first one, Axelra application service, this talks about modernization of their applications and database modernization. Database modernization is nothing but instead of having a licensed databases, wherever possible, we show a way to adopt the open source databases. That is where the cost component will come down a lot as part of the modernization of applications. Even the legacy applications also, you can modernize with the latest technology developments available. Coming to the bridge infrastructure services, all non-SAP customers services will be provided through bridge infrastructure services. Then we have a analytics and AI services section. Then SAP, for SAP customers exclusively, we have a separate business unit. Then we serve all the SAP customers through this business unit. And there is a security services we are exclusively providing for all SAP, non-SAP or modernized application services areas. And initially, we provide a consulting services also, that is like cloud readiness assessment, cloud architecture reviews, and cloud compliance of their environment. These are all the services what we provide from Minfi. And industry-wise, we serve public sector, BFSI, education, manufacturing, and healthcare. And we have our own IPs through Minfi Labs. We have a SWAYAM tool, which is a end user tool, end user interface. Using this SWAYAM tool, he can manage this entire AWS environment. And Cloud Stores is the another solution where whenever you need a storage, you can directly make use of the service from Minfi to store your data in the cloud. And AI-driven chatbots we are using. Then SAP point of view, we have a SAP Myriad program. It is based on the AWS migration factory principles. We build this Myriad program, and we have an accelerators to improve the efficiency in executing the tasks repeatedly. Minfi competencies, Minfi has achieved migration, education, SAP, DevOps, Microsoft workload competencies from the AWS. In addition to that, we are a SAP partner ecosystem, open ecosystem member, and we have other clouds also to provide a multi-cloud solution in case if the customer wants. And some of the customers where we enable and empower SAP on AWS. These are the industry partnership we had with Veeam, McAfee, Checkpoint, Palo Alto, Trend Micro, and other big hyperscalers. We have a partnership with everyone. These are the awards and recognition till now we achieved from 2016 to 2020. Minfi numbers, till now we have 320 plus active customers who have served so far, and our workforce is 220 plus global workforce. We are growing at 100% year on year, and we have 6 product IPs. And this is our leadership team. Vijay Jain and Vivek Jain are the co-founders of Minfi, and Vikram is the CEO, recently joined. This is where Vikram brought this bionic approach. So we are all working towards a bigger growth in coming years and to serve, to give a very great experience to our customers. That is our main focus. Shankar is the growth and strategy. He's taking care of, Rav Shankar is taking care of the CTO related activities. Amit Sinha is taking care of Asian countries like Singapore, Philippines, Malaysia. And Manish Jain is focused on BFSI customers and Minfi Labs. SAP dashboard. Here you can see that our main services covers the strategy, design, migration and modernization, implementation, business continuity and benefit realization. As part of this, we do the cloud migration readiness assessment, system landscape designing. Once this design is completed, then we host the SAP on the AWS. In case of the greenfield, in case of migrate brownfield, then we provide the migration services by migrating their workloads either from the co-location or any other data center or their own premises. We can migrate to the AWS. In addition to that, we provide the high availability and disaster recovery services. And here some customers may choose hybrid cloud also. Some customers may prefer to have their workloads, primary workloads on DC and DR on the AWS. In addition to that, we provide a SAP basis support services. Wherever any of the customer IT team needs our help on the SAP basis front, we will provide this. And if you look at the multiple use cases, we recently performed cross-platform SAP Oracle database migration on AWS and SAP workloads of Windows platform migration on AWS with SQL Server database high availability setup we did. And DR point of view, we have done Sybase replication system setups and HSR setups for the DR. If you look at the highlights for the SAP, 50 plus SAP migrations we have done so far, including the hosting. We are a open ecosystem partner for SAP, and we achieved the SAP competency, and we are also a member of the MAP program. The advantage of being a member of MAP program is some of the incentives, whatever AWS provides, we can pass on to the customers. So ultimately the TCO comes down to the customer. And we are developed a SWAYAM tools as part of an accelerators. We have developed that. And we have a multiple competencies, as I mentioned. Okay. We have a team of SAP team of 50 plus migration experts, 10 plus program managers, 50 plus cloud migration associates. And few of our SAP customers, you can see here, these customers are having both ECC workloads, S/4HANA workloads, SAP Business One workloads. And the SAP transformation challenges. See, while digital transformation, the very important thing here is when you choose an ERP software, okay, how successful are you going to be? That is the doubt you usually have. If you look at the statistics, 48% feel that their SAP programs achieved its business value. 36% feel that their SAP programs kept to the original delivery plan. 30% felt that their SAP programs delivered to the agreed budget. This is mainly for the greenfield projects. After hosting their environment on AWS, SAP system integrator will do the implementation. Earlier, most of the customers have implemented using the ECC product. Now SAP vendor suggesting to move their Oracle databases and ECC applications towards S/4HANA. When the recommendation came from the SAP as part of a new technology adoption, there are certain barriers. The customers are thinking. One is 55% of the people need a business case why they need to migrate to the S/4HANA, and 41% felt that it is not their priority at the moment. 34% have their own doubts on product maturity. 34% are worried about the cost and lack of their IT resources. These are the 4 barriers what has been observed. Okay, all this can be addressed, okay, by Minfy one by one, depend upon the workload and priority of the customer. What we observed is most of the customers, whoever is on ECC at the moment, initially they prefer to migrate their workload to AWS. Then they would like to have their DR also in another region or another availability zone. If not, at least they would like to have their DR on the cloud, keeping their on-premises environment, their primary databases on the on-premise. And other set of customers, what they are thinking is they want to directly go for the S/4HANA. For them, what we suggest is always migrate the current environment to AWS first, then go for the S/4HANA conversion. That is a better approach and comfortable approach for the customer. And SAP on AWS cloud innovations. SAP and AWS together have already built a relation, and lot of services like SAP Cloud Platform, SAP SuccessFactors are already running on the AWS. Now recent co-innovations like SAP IoT Edge to Edge, SAP Analytics Cloud, they are working together and innovating new services on the AWS cloud. This we can make use based on the customer requirement. Some of the business drivers for migrating to the cloud. Agility and staff productivity is the main benefit they are going to get in addition to the cost reduction. Outsourcing changes end of life for hardware and software. Okay, whenever there is an end of life for the hardware and software, it is the right time to migrate their work environment from on-premises to cloud. By migrating to the cloud, they will get improved security and operational resiliency. And if you have a multiple databases and data centers, by migrating to the cloud, they can do the data center consolidation. And if they want to expand their operations, going global quickly is possible with the cloud migration. The digital transformation journey, whatever latest innovations like IoT and AI/ML or predictive analytics services, they can adopt easily on the AWS once they migrated their current workloads from the on-premise. If you look at here, the recent cost savings from 1,000 plus migrated customers, they're able to reduce the infra cost 19%, and they're able to reduce 27.4% in overall spend per user. In addition to that, whenever customer users are increasing, or whenever AWS services, more services are being enabled or modernized or integrated with their workload, they are getting more cost savings, like 42.4% on overall spend per user and 12.3% overall spend per user versus multi-cloud customer. These are some of the statistics we observed. To migrate, there is a migrate acceleration program. Minfi point of view, we call this as a SAP Myriad program. SAP Myriad program, in addition to that Myriad program process, we will have AWS and partner tools and AWS professional services, and AWS investments will also be involved, as I mentioned in the MAP program. We are a MAP member, and if you have a big workload which is eligible for the cost benefits, then AWS is also providing some incentives that we can pass on to the customer. And training point of view, AWS itself will provide a training to the customers. Okay, that is the advantage we can take it. Migration readiness point of view, Minfi will study this entire customer's landscape. Then we organize against the applications performance infrastructure point of view. Finally, we'll lay out the migration strategy, whether it is a re-platform, re-hosting, or relocating. These are all depends on the type of workload and requirement of the customer. For example, if business and technical needs suggest that they have to go for a OS change, then we suggest the re-platform migration approach. Wherever application and database version change is not required, then we suggest them to go with the rehost. These two are very, very important for any of the customers who are currently running their workloads on the SAP. Once they migrated, okay, then the innovation comes into the picture. Before migrating, they will have some doubts about whether Oracle DB is supports on AWS or not. Yes, Oracle DB from 11G to 19C are supported on AWS. All these databases on AWS, you need to choose the Oracle Linux Enterprise as the OS. RAC applications are not supported on AWS EC2. Similarly, we cannot use AWS RDS also for the SAP workloads. Coming to the license, most of the customers bring their own license to the AWS. Whatever they are having license on the on-premises, it will be suitable for to run their SAP applications on the AWS also. No need to buy any additional license there. And in case of Oracle Enterprise Linux, Oracle Enterprise Linux OS is free, but if you need Oracle Enterprise Linux support, then you need to focus on buying that support from the Oracle. If you buy the SAP license directly from the SAP, whenever you have a problem, you raise a ticket through SAP incident using the support portal. Then SAP, if it cannot be resolved by them, then they will forward it to the Oracle team. That is how it works. So we don't need to directly buy any license from the Oracle vendor, but only for Oracle Enterprise Linux OS, yes, we need to buy the support. Okay, there you have a basic support, premier support, advanced support. You can choose based on your requirement. And for AWS point of view, there is no need to buy anything. You just need on subscription based cost. We just pay as we use. reduced downtime solutions to migrate. While migrating, the key parameter is downtime. Reduction of downtime is very, very important. While migrating, there are two approaches. One is SAP specific standard migration approaches we can adopt, or Oracle database native utility based approaches we can adopt. In this case, we have used cross-platform transportable tablespace using cross-platform incremental backup approach to migrate the SAP workload from on-premises to AWS. The high-level phases here are prepare phase, roll forward, and transport. Okay. Initially, we take the backup of on-premises database. Then on the AWS, we just install the target system, restore this database on the target system. Then we create a incremental backups on the on-premises. Then we transport that onto the AWS. Then we roll forward those incremental backups on the AWS database till final roll forward phase, wherever we feel that, okay, the final increment size is very less. Till that time, we can repeat this exercise. The advantage of this is whether your database is 500 GB or 5 terabytes, it does not matter. Your downtime is same. That is the greatest advantage of using the cross-platform transportable tablespace approach. Only during the cutover time, the downtime starts. Immediately, final incremental backup will be applied on the database. We make the database read-write operations, then we start the SAP applications. Your end users are ready to use the SAP system. So using this approach, we have done this migration for one of the biggest customer in India, that is SL Mining. The architecture what we have provided to them is, you can see here in the availability zone on AWS, we migrated their workloads onto the availability zone 1. Then in the availability zone 2, we have provided quality production. And in the availability zone 3, we suggested them to go ahead with the DR. And in case of any customer wants to go directly from non-SAP or Oracle DB to HANA DB, then there is a standard approach here, SAP database migration approach with system move using the SAP SUM tool. They can migrate this using this option. And now let's talk about how SL Mining migrated with SAP on AWS. SL Mining is having a source environment of AIX with Oracle Database 11.202. Then the target environment, we have created Oracle Enterprise Linux with Oracle DB 11.204. As we discussed, we used the cross-platform transportable tablespace method to reduce the business downtime and technical downtime. And this is the architecture we have provided them. Even though we have given CloudEndure and DataGuard 2 options for their DR, but our preferred first option is DataGuard because of the data consistency point of view. Okay, it is always advised wherever database is there, database utilities we need to use for the replication purpose. CloudEndure can be utilized for the applications DR purpose. Okay, so always we need to use both CloudEndure and DataGuard together in this kind of environments. And these are the outcomes and success matrix of the SL Mining customer. Now I'm going to hand over to Saurav Das, CIO of the SL Mining Industries, to express about their experiences with this entire workload migration. And yeah, Saurav sir. This is for you.
Thank you, Nageshwar, and uh, I think thanks for taking us through the entire journey, the technical details of it. So at the outset, I would like to say that we are into the mining business, and we are in the mining of iron ore, coal. Now we are forayed into diamond and other mining related activities. So in this kind of a business, it's a 24/7 operation, and every minute counts. Therefore, starting with the migration to cloud, the downtime requirement for that, and then going forward on the availability. So these were very, very critical, because we could not afford a heavy downtime migration. We needed a near zero downtime migration, and then after migration we needed something which would be highly available and with near 100% uptime. That was the business requirement. Yeah, back to you, Anana.
Thank you, Saurabh. Now, I'm handing over to the moderator, Virat.
Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, NNR. It was really insightful, Mr. Saurav, to know how you were able to achieve value out of moving your most mission critical SAP workload onto AWS. Okay, so now we are now transitioning into the Q&A segment now. As a reminder, you will be able to submit any written questions through the question panel. Okay, so if I go with the question panel, so the first question is to Mr. Saurav. Saurav, how has the productivity increased by migrating SAP workloads to AWS Cloud for EMIL?
Okay, so that's a very important question. See, as I mentioned, we are in the mining business of iron ore, of contract coal mining, of commercial coal mining, and into pellets, ferroalloys, and now into diamond mining. So it's the entire gamut of these businesses which sit on SAP and now on AWS. So when we were, prior to moving on to AWS, as I said, the uptime was very important to us. And initially there were, see, mining locations are quite remote, and there are a lot of challenges. Getting the right infrastructure in place itself is a challenge. And today, it's all 24/7 and seamless operation. So when a truck comes filled with iron ore and is getting dispatched from the mine, it is getting recorded in the government's application, where every dispatch is getting recorded. It is recorded in our SAP system, which is residing somewhere else. So all these things are happening seamlessly. So for that, we definitely needed to have a seamless system. And what is the most important parameter in the business is the turnaround time that truck takes when it's moving from the weighbridge. So that determines the dispatch, which directly impacts the top line and hence the bottom line of the organization. So prior to moving on AWS, we did have some glitches, and at times a little bit of slowness and things like that. But after we moved on, fortunately the users are pretty happy, and they have been happy with the performance of the system, and there are no complaints as of now. So this has been our experience in the last few months that we have been using this.
That's truly insightful, Saurav. Right. So a follow-up question I can see is that how has the availability increased by migrating your SAP workload onto AWS?
Okay, so as I said, we have a 24/7 operation. Every minute is important, because every minute lost is not just business loss, but it's an opportunity lost. Therefore, at the time of migration, again, we had a requirement of a near zero downtime, which was achieved, which NNR explained the technical piece of it, because we went for a non-traditional approach, incremental backup approach through a tool. And since our go live, so far, touch wood, we have had 100% uptime. Now, at a group level, at a Aditya Birla group level, we have also built a dedicated tunnel with AWS. So possibly that has also helped. But so far, we have had, in terms of the availability, we have had 100% availability so far.
Okay, that's nice to hear, sir. Okay, Nageshwara, there is one question for you. How important was it for you to outline cost optimization for this particular customer? How did you do that? And how was the optimization done for the setup?
Okay, Virat. See, for any customer, the most important point here is, while configuring or creating the infrastructure, we need to choose the SAP certified AWS instance. That is point number one. Second is, how are we sizing that EC2 instances, and what are all the additional services we are including into the BOQ. Okay, the third one is, what is the target landscape architecture, how we are designing that each server, each service in which availability zone, which region. These are all addressed in the architecture. The fourth one is the pricing. Even though you choose the right size, right certified instance, and right architecture, costing point of view, whether you are choosing a reserved instance or on-demand instance, or you are going for a savings plan kind of stuff, based on this, the cost of the BOQ will come down to the customer. Okay, this is in the beginning we do this exercise. Once we get the approval from the customer, we launch the instances. In addition to that, every 3 months, we run a WAR review, okay, well-architected review. What this well-architected review does is, what are the additional cost optimization we can do by looking at the utilization of the resources, and by looking at the requirement, is there any additional performance is required, or if there is an idle time, then can we reduce the resources? In addition to that, is there any security breaches in between? Can we enable few more security related services, or can we disable if it is not required? And what are all the operational efficiencies we can improve, like by using the Swine tool from the Minfi, for example, or it makes user-friendly interface to the end user instead of end user logging into the AWS console. That kind of interfaces we provide for the operational excellence. Okay, these are all the areas we focus, and every quarter we do the WAR review, and we'll pass on the advantages to the customer.
Yeah, thanks, Nageshwara. Right, so I think we are at the top of the hour, and let's conclude now, right? So now we have come to an end of today's session. A big thank you to Nageshwar and Saurabh for being so generous with your time. Right. Likewise, we want to thank our audience for spending time with us. A gentle reminder: just after this session, there will be a post-session survey. So please fill that so that you can continue to deliver information that are relevant and useful for your cloud computing journey. Finally, if you're interested in attending other sessions in this online event, please refer to this link we have shared in the chat box. We look forward to seeing you in future AWS events. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thanks.